On a sweltering July day in 1518, Strasbourg was about to witness the unthinkable. Frau Troffea, a woman known only by name, stepped into the street and began to dance, alone, without music, and with a look of agony. Her movements were wild and involuntary, her face twisted in confusion and pain. Neighbors gathered, watching in disbelief as she danced for hours, then days, unable to stop. Her husband pleaded, but she was powerless, as if possessed by an unseen force. She collapsed from exhaustion, only to rise and dance again, her feet bleeding, her body trembling. The spectacle was terrifying. A woman trapped in a relentless, torturous rhythm. Whispers spread. Was it a curse, madness, or divine punishment? Within days, others joined her. One, then two, then dozens. The city watched in horror as the strange compulsion swept through the streets. What began as a solitary ordeal became a public crisis. The dancing spread like wildfire, turning panic into chaos. Strasbourg was gripped by a plague of movement, and no one knew how or if it would end. The dancing plague had arrived. The city's fear grew as more and more people succumbed. The line between curiosity and terror vanished. The city's normal life was shattered. The question on everyone's lips, what could possibly stop this madness? The nightmare had only just begun. To understand the dancing plague, we must look at Strasbourg itself. The city was battered by famine, disease, and poverty. Failed crops meant hunger and soaring bread prices. Malnutrition and illness were everywhere. The threat of death hung in the air. The people were deeply superstitious, living in fear of divine punishment and demonic forces. Religious upheaval and social anxiety added to the tension. Strasbourg was a city on the edge, hungry, sick, and terrified. In this climate of desperation, Frau Troffea's dance struck a raw nerve. The city was primed for something extraordinary and terrifying to take hold. The dancing plague erupted from a society already pushed to its limits. Frau Troffea's dance was just the beginning. Within a week, dozens joined her, compelled by an invisible force. Men, women, even children, none were immune. By August, nearly 400 people were caught in the grip of the mania. The city descended into chaos as dancers filled the streets day and night. Faces twisted in pain, bodies collapsing from exhaustion, yet many rose to dance again. Families watched helplessly as loved ones were consumed. Attempts to restrain the dancers only made things worse. Was it disease, possession, or mass hysteria? No one knew. The city's leaders were desperate for answers. The epidemic showed no signs of stopping. Strasbourg was trapped in a nightmare of endless motion. The question remained, how could they end the suffering? Desperate for a cure, Strasbourg's leaders turned to the city's physicians. Their diagnosis? Hot blood in the brain, best cured by more dancing. The authorities cleared public spaces, built a stage, and hired musicians. The city, tormented by dance, now encouraged it. The result was disaster. The music and spectacle only fueled the frenzy. More joined in, the death toll climbed. Up to 15 a day, some said. The so-called cure was deadlier than the disease. After weeks of chaos, the city reversed course. The stage was dismantled, the musicians sent away. The leaders realized their mistake. Medicine had failed them. They were left with more questions, more deaths, and no solution. The city's faith in science was shattered. Their next hope, divine intervention. The search for answers turned to the supernatural. With medicine failing, new theories emerged. Some blamed ergot poisoning, a hallucinogenic fungus in rye bread. But the symptoms didn't fully match. Others saw mass hysteria, a stressed, suggestible population mimicking each other's suffering. Religious fervor offered another explanation. Perhaps a curse from Saint Vitus, the patron of dancers. The afflicted may have believed only dance could appease the saint. Most likely, it was a perfect storm hunger, fear, superstition, and psychological contagion. The dancing plague was a product of its time, a society pushed to the brink. The true cause remains a mystery, but the lessons endure. Strasbourg's ordeal was a warning of what can happen when fear and stress overwhelm a community. With medicine discredited, the city turned to faith. Music and dancing were banned. The afflicted were taken to a shrine of Saint Vitus. Priests led ceremonies, hoping for a miracle. Slowly, the dancers' movement subsided. Removed from the city's panic, some began to recover. The plague faded, not with a sudden stop, but a gradual silence. By September, the dancing had ended. Strasbourg was left in shock, haunted by unanswered questions. The city returned to normal, but the memory lingered. The chronicles recorded the summer when hundreds danced to exhaustion. The mystery of why it started or stopped remained unsolved. The dancing plague seems like a relic of the past, but mass psychogenic illness still occurs. In 1962, laughter swept through a Tanzanian school, infecting hundreds. In 2011, mysterious tics spread among teens in New York. No physical cause found. These outbreaks share key traits: stress, close communities, and symptoms spreading by sight and suggestion. Our minds can still turn anxiety into physical symptoms. Today, social media and global news can amplify fear and stress instantly. Are we truly immune to collective psychological events? The right trigger, the right stress, and history could repeat itself. The story of Strasbourg is a reminder. The line between mind and body, reason and panic is thinner than we think. Could a modern dancing plague happen again? The answer may be closer than we realize.